Okay, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Skaggy Bones. I'm your host today, and today we're going to be talking about a question that a lot of people like to ask. Lots of videos going out about it on all the cycling channels, and it's the new or the latest and greatest stuff of the year 2015 going into 2016. So I'm not going to really do a top 5, top 10 items of new 2015. But I am going to show you a couple of products here that we are going to talk about that I think are some of the good updates that we've had for 2015. End of 2014, all the way through 2015 into the beginning of 2016. So these are the top things that I've used and that I feel that are a great advancement for the new year of 2015 going into 2016. So some different things. So we're going to talk about some cycling computers. We're going to talk about some bike kit items, a couple of bike kit items. We're going to talk about some bike items such as componentry, and talk about actual bikes themselves, as well as a few little small things that are more like comfort and look items that I really enjoy. So without further ado, let's begin this video. So the first thing I want to talk about, some new items that have come out in 2015 was Cat Eye. And Cat Eye has been around for quite a while. They've been a big company as far as cycling computers are concerned. And I've been running with Cat Eye. As you can see here, I have a couple Cat Eye Micro Wireless right there. Very simple, basic cycling computers, not very expensive, about $50 range. And what you're going to get with these guys is you're going to get miles per hour, you're going to get your distance, and you're going to get your time. So it shows three things there, but very, very basic. Very nice look, kind of has almost a metal look on the edge here, kind of a shiny look, black here. Nice, decent size display. The type of mounts that you get with Cat Eye are, instead of having bands, they have a clip-on mount, and then you clip this into there, and then it has a plastic screw-in type mount that goes around either the handlebars or around the stem, very similar to what you get with Garmin mounts. Okay, so very similar. In fact, they are so similar that one of the leading companies that makes a Garmin aftermarket handlebar mount, which is called K-Edge, makes mounts as well for your Cat Eye, because they just take the Cat Eye plastic mount and they mount it into their CNC machined metal mount, and they make aftermarket metal in front of the bar mounts for Cat Eye as well. So that's really how popular Cat Eye is as far as bicycle computers are concerned. So if you don't have a Garmin, these are a very good alternative. One of the things they've come up with, I don't really want to talk about all of Cat Eye's cycling computers, but one thing I do want to talk about, and these are two different ones that I have. They're two different ones that are within the Smart line. So as you can see here, we have the Prodrone Smart. Now, Cat Eye Prodrone has been known as being the largest view display cycling computer that you can get short of a Garmin. Okay, as you can see, this is quite large. This is more like a Garmin 510 or 520 size-wise, except it's quite a bit flatter. It's not as thick and heavy. So very similar to like a 500 as far as in terms of display, things like that, and some of the simpler Garmins that don't have color display. Okay, this isn't going to be touchscreen. It's going to work very much on the same method as your other Cat Eyes. You're going to have a flat battery that's in here. It is sealed behind this very easy to remove back that actually seals the battery itself. It uses the same battery on the sensor that comes with it. And then you also have your menu button, you have a reset button, and you have a mode button. So as you push down on the mount, it's actually can push down on the mode button and the menu buttons depending on how you hold it. And then that's how you're going to get your functionality on the Cat Eye computers. Okay, so there is two new versions of the Prodrone. You have the Prodrone Smart, which is Bluetooth compatible, So what it does is it connects to any Bluetooth sensor as well as the sensor that it comes with. You can buy this as only a head unit. You can buy it with the cadence and speed sensor, which is what I currently have on my bike right now. And you can also you can connect this to any power meter that is Bluetooth compatible. So preferably, let's see, Stages. Stages is Bluetooth and ANT+ compatible, so this connects right to the Stages power meter. There's a couple other ones that are Bluetooth compatible as well. A couple of new companies that are coming out that are pretty inexpensive, and they are Bluetooth compatible. So Cat Eye does make a couple of ANT+, but ANT+ it looks like is kind of going by the wayside. It is not as popular now as the Bluetooth, simply because most of your phones, your smartphones, especially iPhones that are pretty small, almost everybody has a smartphone, and a water-resistant case is going to be using everybody's going to take this in your pocket when you go out cycling. So most people are using apps on this. They don't really want super fancy. Some people don't want a super large computer on their bike itself, and so this is a nice inexpensive alternative. Okay, the nice thing is it does link up to Cat Eye's specialized software. One second here. So it will connect to Strava that I have here, but it also connects to the cycling software that I have here as well, that you can download for free off the App Store, and it's both available for iPhones and for Android phones and for Windows phones as well. So you got that application. Okay. Also, the nice thing about the both the Padrone Smart and any of the smart computers, you also have the Strada Smart, which I use on my Jamis bike. This one, since I only use one computer, I use this on my Propel because I just want one large screen for my Propel. Very simple data. With my Jamis, I do some hill climbing stuff. So I have the Strada Smart, which gives me my cadence and speed in kilometers. And then I use my micro wireless for my range and a clock. So I got my clock on there. I do have my speed as well. This one I don't use speed on it. I use cadence and I use heart rate. And then this guy, I have my clock, my range, my distance traveled, and my speed. So this guy I use two sensors on my Jamis, and I use this. So not a lot of people do that, but I am doing that with the Jamis because of my hill climbing that I do with that. With the Propel, I'm not really too concerned about that. I don't really look at my distance. I know the distances I'm going. I use it a lot for my Strava segments. So I'm going more for speed and cadence. So that's why I use this. Okay. Now, there is a new Padrone that has come out. It came out about the time the Smarts came out, just a few months after it, and it's called the Padrone Smart Plus. And what that does is instead of having just your two displays, and this, by the way, even though it has just two displays, you have multiple displays at the bottom by clicking it. It's very simple. So you just push down on the top of it like this, and it changes your display. Very easy to use. You don't have to do a whole lot with it. You don't have to take your concentration off the road. That's why I like the Cat Eyes. Okay, so they do have the Smart Plus, which has a mimic of your screen that you have here. So whatever you have set up, let's see if we can focus on it. So whatever you have set up here, so you have time, speed, cadence, distance, and power and heart rate. So you can have everything there. Whatever's displayed here, it's an 8 display. So for a $100 computer, it has more lines than any other computer out there on the market, which is absolutely awesome. So you pay $100 for the head unit, roughly. You can order it right off Cat Eye's website, and I'm probably going to get that and use that as well with my giant Propel. So great little computer. Love these things. Great new technology that Cat Eye has come out with to compete against Garmin. Now, I don't have one here. I've only been using the Cat Eye. I kind of swear by these. I really like the simplicity. You get a long time off the battery. You don't have to recharge it up because it doesn't have a very complicated screen. Not a lot of graphics, but I have used the Garmin 520. So 520 is the newest take on Garmin's models, and it kind of is the new version of the 510, which has been so popular. 500 was really popular for a long time because they came in different colors. It was very simple to use. Then they came up with the 510, which had a little bit better color and mapping on it. And then now the 520 is a full-blown version of almost like your 800s and your 1000s. It's just in a smaller version. It's very similar in size to this. Like I said, I don't have one. I have borrowed one. They're very hard to get in Guam. Garmin does not ship out here, so you have to find a company that will ship to Guam that carries Garmin. And none of the places out here are Garmin dealers, so it's near impossible to get. I mean, I shouldn't say it's impossible to get in Guam out here, but it's very hard to get them. So very hard to find them. But the 520, the biggest feature is it has Strava live segments. So you record on the Garmin, and it goes right straight to live, and it will give you the live segments as you're riding them. And the other thing is too that you don't have to have a smartphone to upload to Strava anymore. So with Garmin, it records the segment, and then like I have on this Cat Eye, now this Cat Eye Smart does the same thing except it's on here. So what I do is I just hit, once I'm done recording, I hit save, and it goes and brings up a screen. It saves it on the phone, and as long as I have data, or if I'm in a Wi-Fi area, because I don't have data on this phone, so as soon as I get home, I hit upload, and it uploads right to Strava. So I just put in my Strava account information on this Cat Eye, and it does it. The same thing with the new Garmin 520. You put in your information for Strava, and you can upload right to Strava on your ride. So that is the one nice thing about the 520, and I really like that. It's a great new product for 2015 going into 2016. Okay, so a couple other things to talk about here, and so let's talk about some kit. So not a whole lot as far as clothing is concerned, new that I've used, but a couple of products that I've used that I found that have been really awesome for cycling this year, 2015, is been, we'll first talk about the new Oakley, both of them are Oakley, but we'll talk about first of all the Oakley Jawbreaker. So as you can see here, we have Oakley Jawbreaker Road Prism, or Prism Road lenses. The Prism Road lenses. So the Oakley Jawbreaker is the new frame that was designed for cycling with Mark Cavendish, and it is kind of the predecessor, or sorry, the new younger or larger son, as we call it, of the Oakley Radar EVs. Okay, so EVs, as you guys know, were the extended view, where instead of having this, now these are M-frame, but instead of having this low brow here, what they did is they upgraded it. They raised the brow, as you can see right here. It'd be identical to these frames except without the jaw on the bottom. So they have this extended view up here, which also allows them to put venting in the top, and that was what the Oakley Radar EVs were. Radars were very popular cycling, sport glasses have been for a long time. Still great cycling glasses. Okay, so the Radar EVs, Mark Cavendish worked with Oakley on those since he's sponsored by Oakley, and that's what they came up with. Well, new for 2015, they came up with the Jawbreakers. And the whole point of the Jawbreaker is instead of having just a cycling glasses, they decided, why can't, motocrossers have a goggle? Everybody else in every other sport pretty much has a protective goggle. So why don't we make, and goggles are kind of uncomfortable for cyclists. You want something you can take on and off very quickly and very easily, but you still want a very heavy protective frame and lens. So that's what they came up with, the Oakley Jawbreaker. So think of it almost as a goggle, a protective lens, protective shield for your face, and they're absolutely awesome. So you get a lot of protection, as you can see here. You get nice big protection, comes down right next to your jawbones, comes above your eyelashes up here. So you get plenty of coverage as you're looking through them. You don't get a big frame that's in the way. It is a shield, so it's one solid piece here. And the nice thing is, and if you want to see more about these, I have a review on them, but very simply, you pop down the jaw and you can take out the lens. So this jaw pops down, you can change the lens out to any old lens you want. So if you want to get these for fishing, you can get Prism lenses for fishing. You can get, they do make a Prism polarized lens, two different types for two different types of fishing, deep sea and freshwater. They make a trail lens for, that's a little bit, it's not as dark as this, the road lens, and it's for riding on the trails, for mountain biking. Also, people have told me that if you get the trail lens, it's great for a little bit more at night type of lens. For even road riding. And then you have baseball ones, you have golf ones as well. So you have all kinds of different lenses that are available in the Prism line. Prism lenses, absolutely awesome. What they do is they take out certain colors and enhance certain colors that you need for the specific sport that you're participating in. The Prism road lenses are phenomenal for that, for road cycling. They enhance the specific colors for the road, and they take out certain lights that are light and UV rays that you really do not want. And the nice thing is, when you put these on, you don't feel like you're going into a dark room. Even if you're inside, you don't feel like you're in a dark room. You're actually just enhancing certain colors and taking away certain colors that you don't really need, so for cycling. So it's absolutely awesome. They're awesome when it gets dusk. Great new technology from Oakley. So remember, both the Prism lens, great new technology, one of my favorite new technology in cycling optics. And of course, the new frame is absolutely awesome. Very customizable, but also very comfortable. I was never really a fan of the full frame like that. I like just the glasses because, you know, I figured the frame would get in my way. But I've been riding with these for a while. Absolutely love them. As well as you got, and here's just an old classic they've put in the Prism frame, Prism lens. Sorry about that. That's if you don't want to spend as much money on the jawbreakers. You can go with something like this. This is an M2 frame, which is absolutely wonderful. It's half the money, and it works just the same, and you get just as much coverage with this as you do with the jawbreaker. So that's that for some kit. Some other things. Now we're going to talk about some things that are on the bike that I have right now. So I'm going to kind of spin us around, go over to the bike, look at the new bike that we're talking about, and talk about some new technologies that are there that we haven't seen before until 2015. So let me readjust. There we go. Now we're going to look over at our bike. So obviously I've already done the review on the Giant Propel SLR, which is Giant's new. It is a Propel just like all other Propels. It is built the same way, but it's a new Alux SLR aluminum. So let's talk about the new Giant Alux SLR aluminum, which I think is probably the most important advancement of 2015. In reality, this is a 2016 bike. It is new for 2016. It's not really a 2015 product, but it did come out in 2015, the end of 2015. Right now, it's only on the international website. When it becomes available on the other websites, I'll try to put that up for you. I don't know when that's supposed to become available. They say that it's supposed to be available for 2017, so in all countries, but right now, it's available on the international website. It's available directly through the Taiwanese factory, but this is their new Alux SLR aluminum. So there's three different levels, of the Alux aluminum. You have the Alux aluminum standard, which is standard aluminum technology, where it's made just almost like every other aluminum frame. It is lighter than a lot of other companies' standard aluminum frames. It's triple butted aluminum, and it has standard welding and things like that, except they have done some smooth weld technology on that as well in certain areas where it shows a lot. The second aluminum frame that they use is your SL aluminum, which stands for super light aluminum. They also use the term SL on the carbon fiber as well, so that is not a proprietary name to their aluminum. It is, but to all bikes, and they use it for their handlebars or stems, anything that's aluminum or carbon fiber. So SL stands for super light, and what that indicates is they use some hydroforming on certain large tubing, and then they also use ballooning technology where they actually put special balloons inside of it, and they use it to make the aluminum a little bit lighter. Things that don't matter so much is like on the bottom bracket, and they don't do it so much on the down tube and things like that, and the head tube for the SL tubing. Okay, then your third version of it, which just came out this year, which is SLR. And currently it's only used on 2 bikes. It's used on the Propel SLR and on the TCR SLR. So far they have not come up with SLR tubing yet for carbon fiber. It's only available in aluminum. And what it means so far is they take all the tubing, and they use hydroforming, which is basically, hydroforming is high pressure water, and then they almost use it like a mold, and then they put the aluminum, they form the aluminum over the high pressure water. And what that allows them to do is make the aluminum super ultra thin, at probably a quarter of the thickness of standard aluminum frames like we have here with our Jamis and other things. So that's what they've done with this aluminum frame. As you can see here, you have pieces that are solid that you normally do not have solid in aluminum. Like on a Jamis road bike, well, let's talk about a standard aluminum road bike. Okay, so here we have our Jamis Ventura, and it is made of 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 2 seat stays welded together. So this is 2 pieces. Then you have your dropouts over here, which are 2 separate pieces. So that's 4 pieces. Then you have 2 chain stays, which makes 6 pieces. Then you have a bottom bracket, which is a 7th piece. You have a seat tube, which is an 8th piece. You have a down tube, which is a 9th piece. And then you have a 10th piece, which is your head tube. And then you have your top tube, which is 11th piece. So you have 11 pieces of aluminum, separate pieces of aluminum that make up this bicycle. If you look at the Giant, the new SLR, and it's only in the SLR, it's only in these 2 models, the TCR and the Propel SLR, you have 1 piece. This is a solid piece of aluminum here, comes all the way back to here. So you have 1 piece, you have your second piece, which is your down tube. Okay, you have your seat tube, which is a 3rd piece. You have your bottom bracket, which is separate, and it's formed its own way for stiffness. So they do weld all the pieces into that. And then you have, so that's your 4th piece. You have a 5th piece right here, which is this, which connects the seat tube to the seat stays. And then the seat stays, so it's the 5th piece. And then you have a 6th piece, which is literally your seat stays and your chain stays are 1 solid piece. Your dropouts, everything is 1 solid piece, no welds within here. So and both sides are all together in 1 large piece. So the only connecting point is at the bottom bracket there, and up here at this top bracket here. So that is all 1 piece. So you have 6 pieces of aluminum instead of 11 pieces of aluminum, which are almost doubling the amount, and you're also almost doubling the weight. So this frame, very ultra light compact aluminum frame. There's only a couple of other companies that make a frame that is this light and is hydroformed in such advanced ways and is welded in such advanced ways, and that's getting into Cannondale's CAD. I believe it's the CAD 10. So Cannondale they're very advanced in making aluminum frames, and also Jamis makes their Icon frame, which uses hydroforming, is very light and advanced aluminum frame. And of course, all these aluminum frames in the SLR line are hand built. These are not machined out; they are hand built frames. So the quality that you're getting in this frame is as good or not better than most carbon fiber frames that you're going to find out on the market. Of course, the price tag shows it a little bit, but to buy a Propel bike, you're at least looking at $2,000 to $3,000 for one, and so you're saving quite a bit of money over the equal counterparts in the carbon fiber range, and you're getting probably just as light and a stiffer bike with this new aluminum. So that's my favorite advancement so far, is the new SLR aluminum from Giant. Okay, a couple other little things to look at, and like I said, once again, they're on the bike itself, is the new group sets that we see from Ultegra, Shimano, and the Tiagra line. So what they've done is, as you can see here, you have the new 4 Spider, the 4-armed Spider instead of the 5-armed Spider. All your old Ultegra and Dura Ace and even your 105 group sets had a 5-arm Spyder. So, and if you also look at your old 105 group sets before this year, that's what they look like. They look like that Sora crank right there. So what they've done is with both the 105 and the Tiagra, they've upgraded the line. This is a 5800 group set, so it's a new number. They also have a 4800, which is, or 4700 I believe, yes, 4700 is the new Tiagra. The Tiagra looks just like this but in a silver color, and they are a direct copy of the new Ultegra and the new Dura-Ace line. In fact, if you looked at the 105 and the Dura-Ace, it's near impossible to tell the difference, other than the fact that one says Dura-Ace, one says 105. So one of the things they've done with this group set is you get the new 4-arm Spyder for the crank, and as you can see, the crank is quite a bit thicker. Come over from the back side here, show you the new crank. Spin this around here. So as you can see here, we'll zoom in, it's got some hollow portions that are hollowed out. It's not as expensive as the Ultegra or the Dura-Ace, but it still is quite a bit thicker. Your upper chainring is quite a bit thicker, quite a bit heavier for when you're just mashing the pedal down on those sprints, and that's what it's really built for, is a lot of strength. Okay, so awesome new group set from Shimano. Price is absolutely out of this world as far as a good, just a great deal. So well worth the money for the new 105. It's a lot of machined parts, machined aluminum. A lot of forged aluminum now instead of the cast aluminum. So quite a bit lighter. You get some new forged aluminum, and half of the parts are machined as well. So not as much machined as you get out of your Ultegra and your Dura-Ace group sets, but still a lot of great forging going on there, vice the cast parts that you get on like your Sora and your Tiagra. So really great. That's all cast. The other thing too is your brake levers. They went to a carbon fiber, which is really nice. They don't really advertise it on them, but you can feel the difference. These are very light. They're not aluminum like the old ones were. The old ones were kind of like these Soras are now. And so what they've done now is they've trickled down the last year's technology of the 105 into the Sora as well. Okay, and then one other thing, or let's see, two things. So now, one of the things I think that has been a new upgrade for the new year has been ISM's new line of saddles. So as you know before, ISM's premier line of saddles has always been their Adamo saddles. As you can see here, we got the Adamo Road saddle, but you didn't really know what the problem with ISM before is. They had a whole different line of saddles for different disciplines, but it was kind of hard to tell just by looking at you could tell by looking at the saddle, but by the name, it was kind of hard to tell what the discipline was for. So as you see here, it says road, so you think, oh, this is for riding a road bike. Well, it really wasn't. It was more of a time trial bike, and it was more of a shorter saddle here, this way, this direction, a little bit wider back here, so you would sit right on the front for your sit bones and everything, and then had the little hook on the back. Now, can you ride it on a road bike? Sure, you can, because I've ridden this for a little bit now on this road bike and absolutely loved it. Great saddle. But when we got the new Giant, I decided to try out the new line. They have a new line of saddles. So I'll leave a link in the description below to ISM's new website. And what you'll see is you can go under Performance Saddles, and they will show you a list of all the performance saddles. And what they've done is they've divided them up into different groups. So you have, like right here, you have Performance, you have PN, which stands for Performance Narrow, and you have different price ranges in that group. So all their saddles now are performance saddles, or most of their saddles are performance. They also have recreational saddles. So you have R, let's see, you have R instead of P. So they have performance and recreational. And recreational stand for more of a comfort type saddle, more something you're just going to have weekend rides on, or if you're just riding to and from work and you just want something, you're only riding 5 miles to and from work, you just want something that's a little bit more comfortable. You're not going to be wearing chamois shorts, you're going to be wearing jeans and a t-shirt, that type of thing. You can go with a recreational saddle. But for your performance saddles, they got Performance Narrow, They got performance wide, they got performance short, so they have PS. They have a number of different things. I don't remember all of them, but that's what the P and the N stands for on the new saddles. It also gives you the amount of padding. So the higher the number, the more padding there are. And it goes from 15 at the lowest amount of padding up to 50 at the top. Now, you say, well, it's a road bike. Why you got a 40? Why don't you go with like a 20 or 25? This road saddle here has got a 30, so it's a little bit less padding than this. Can you tell the difference? Not much. This is a narrower saddle. It is a little bit longer for the road bike. This is designed, as you can see here, more for a road bike, and a narrow thigh clearance here. You have more thigh clearance on this one. The reason this is that's what they had at the time. They didn't, the shop didn't have some of the other numbers, so that's what I went with. But still good price saddle. You can get lots of new ISM saddles. They got a lot out there, a whole new line with their new performance and recreational lines. So go check that out on the website. Great new product from ISM. A couple other things. Obviously, we did a review on this guy. New Topeak bag. They've come up with some new narrow bags that still use the same mounting system as before. It's just they have now a pocket on the top. They've come out with a little bit more narrow design, a little bit more waterproof design. Really like those. And that's new for this year. Okay, one of the last things we're going to talk about, and this isn't so much of a innovation so much, but I think really a great new concept in bar tape, and that is the new designs from Lizard Skin. So did a video on wrapping new bar tape. We got that up on the channel, and here is the new bar tape. And absolutely love this new color bar tape. It's the same old bar tape that Lizard Skin has always gone with. It's the 2.5 millimeter thickness, but now they've come, as traditionally before, you've seen almost all bar tape, and Lizard Skin was one of the first ones to do it. But they either have solid colors like this, and then they had a split color one where it would split halfway in the middle, so that you would have a wrap of one color and then wrap of another color. So you could have, and you could do it either way you wanted to. So for a long time I rode with this. It was a black, and then it had black and red wrap. They have a gray and red wrap, I think, gray and black wrap, and also like a white and black wrap. But this is the new colors they've come up with. And they have a couple different ones right now, and it's almost like a camo color. So I really like how they've done this. As you can see here, we got black, a little bit of gray, and some white in there. And for this bike, I saw that stuff and I was like, wow, that's going to really complement the Giant Propel SLR quite a bit. And so that's what we got on the bike now. And just absolutely loving this new bar tape as far as the color wise. So it's not a new technology, same old technology you're used to with Lizard Skin, just in some awesome new colors. So check them out. You can go online, see all the new colors they got. They got quite a few now in this new color scheme, or this new color pattern. Absolutely awesome. And they've been talking about how they're going to be coming out with some new different patterns as well. So great new stuff this year. I know this video ran a little bit long, but talking about the new products that we get for 2015 going into 2016 is really, really exciting. So as we put ourselves back here. So folks, remember, great new products out there. Go look them up. If you're a cyclist, you love riding, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Not a lot of expense. So some of the stuff, especially like the new bar tape from Lizard Skin, some great stuff. Easy upgrade for your bike. Make your bike look really good. Good saddles, ISM. Absolutely swear by those saddles. They got comfort for everybody. It's a saddle company that everybody, I've seen everybody who's ridden one has got, once they get their break-in time with it, they are comfortable on it. Almost no saddle company can actually claim that, because saddles are very specific for a person. ISM has always done a good job of making a saddle that's comfortable for everyone. The new frame from Giant, absolutely awesome. Been riding that thing, been doing some videos for you guys. I've done a couple little small upgrades to it, but overall that is the best frame I feel out there on the market. It blows almost all the carbon fiber frames out there. And the only difference between it and the Team line is the fact that this doesn't have an integrated seat post, which I really don't like an integrated seat post anyways. So you get a little bit of lightness, but Giant has been talking about, they've been talking about even making even higher end in their aluminum line. So there's a lot of talk out there in the works for the new Giant line. So that's great stuff. Also, Cycling Computers, great stuff out there. A lot of new product. Go try them out. There's a lot of good stuff. If you're not into Garmin, you don't want to spend the big bucks that Garmin costs. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Good price with the new smart computers. And if you are a Garmin person, you absolutely love Garmin, grab one of the new 520s. They are a great new product. They work awesome. They did awesome live Strava segments, and they're not that big. They're not that expensive. They run about $300, which is pretty good price for a Garmin, fully loaded out. You can get cadence and speed sensors that are that Garmin's been making for years now, that are accelerometer based instead of magnet based. Use a little bit more battery power, but they still work really well. You don't have to change out your sensors or anything like that. Nice thing is Garmin though is ANT Plus, so if you got a Giant and you got the ANT Plus sensor on it, like I got on this bike, the Garmin is a good fit for that. So, like always, hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully it's very informative for you guys. So make sure you guys give it a good big thumbs up. If you got any comments in the comment section below, any product that you would like to talk about or want me to talk about, go ahead and put it in the description or put it in the comments below. Give us a comment and I'll go look at it. The only reason I did this product, you may have seen, you may have used something that you've liked better or you think is a great new product for 2015, 2016. Go ahead and put it in the comments. This is just the stuff that I've been able to use. So didn't want to put anything in there that wasn't something I've been using, and really like this stuff so far. Everything that we've seen from this year, brought a lot of new great products out. So make sure you take a look at that. Leave it in the comment section below. Like always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep riding.